MARIProject is a project management software that is fully integrated in the ERP solution SAP Business One. The integration makes it possible to fully support processes in project-oriented, small and mid-sized companies in the engineering, construction and operations sector. Supported processes include project definition, purchasing, calculation, sales quotation, resource planning, time and travel expenses entry, billing, service and analysis, such as the assessment of work in progress. Let's look at a brief example of how it works. Mark Manager, Managing Director of an EC&O company, starts SAP Business One. In his cockpit, he has compiled relevant business figures that he wants to keep track of. Apart from sales totals, these include best-selling products and an earned value analysis. MARIProject provides the data for these analyses. The data is displayed using the dashboard designer in SAP Business One. Just now, an alarm reminds Mark to call Adam Smith Engineering. Adam Smith Engineering is a long-standing customer with whom Mark has already completed several projects, as you can learn here in the master data. You can always quickly access more detailed information via the orange arrow. Today, Adam Smith Engineering asks for a sales quotation for a solar installation. Mark changes the status of the existing opportunity solar plant to sales quotation and defines a preliminary project with phases and subphases. Then he requests a quote with his suppliers. After receiving the price feedback, Mark uses MARIProject to determine the most favorable prices on item level in order to save costs once again. Based on these values, Mark calculates his sales quotation. He adjusts sales margins to achieve an acceptable margin and offer an attractive price. Then he adds the estimated travel expenses, creates the quotation, and mails it to Adam Smith Engineering. After placing the order, Mark converts the preliminary project into a current project and activates the budget with an upper limit per item group for budget monitoring. Then Mark entrusts his colleague Paula with the project planning. She adds relationships and milestones, assigns employees or resource pools to the phases, and checks their availability. She also checks in relevant documents to the folder, such as the meeting agenda, so that the entire project team can always access the current documents. A few weeks later, Mark travels to the 2-day preparation meeting at the customer's premises. After the trip, he copies the planning and records his working hours in the MARIProject app with a few clicks. He then adds his travel expenses, in this case the mileage allowance, and bills the trip internally. Since all the data is added to the system immediately, Anna the accountant can record Mark's travel expenses directly and reimburse his expenses. Now Paula Project Manager orders the requested items. However, in the meantime, item prices have changed. Due to the MARIProject budget control, Paula has to rearrange budgets a few times. Paula also regularly checks the balance statistics to see which items have been ordered and received so they can be processed on schedule. Shortly before the end of the month, Anna sends the customer a payment claim for the work already completed. She invoices the approved amounts. The attached partial invoice statement shows the current payment amounts and the retention. At the end of the month, Mark checks the value of the work in progress and looks at the profit margin of the projects. After completion of the project, service tasks such as repairs, failures or maintenance can not only be planned by service employees and your customers in the MARIProject web client, they can also be carried out using a checklist. This was a typical workflow of how companies in the EC&O sector use MARIProject for SAP Business One.